Welcome back to another Monkey Business 202 video. Welcome back. Today, I know you're loving the anime, y'all loving the tournaments. So we're gonna bring it back. We're doing a 1v1 animal tournament. How it's gonna go down is we're gonna compare both of them and who would win in a 1v1. And basically last one to survive basically wins. Yeah. And I mean, I only say facts here. I mean, I am an animal myself. So I mean, let's get into it. We'll do a round of 32. Okay. So we got a Black Panther or a rhinoceros. This is light work. Right? Okay. That's the thing about rhinoceros. They're big, they're thick, they're heavy, and they're basically a one push heavy tank. Compared to a panther, they're stealthy, they're fast, they're lethal, but they have no armor. They can't really take hits. You know what I'm saying? They can give hits, but they can't take hits. Rhinoceros on the hand can give and take and receive and endure and keep going pushing on. So I mean, in an honest fight on a 1v1, I think a rhinoceros wins on that feat. A tortoise or an anteater? Well, this would be kind of a hard fight. I mean, anteater have claws. Tortoises don't really like have anything. Tortoises have defense. They have a shell. They have the lower belly does not have cover though. So if the anteater could go for a strike on the lower belly, it might be wrapped through, buddy. I mean, he might not be able to eat him, but in a 1v1, he might be able to wrap him. Tortoise have really sharp, like really hard jaws. If he were to actually ever get the anteater close enough and like get him by the nose, it'd be wraps. But the tortoise is too slow for that, and I think the anteater got him over, and I think he just looks bigger and more intimidating. So on that feat, I'm about to give it to the anteater. Okay, we got a fox or a white tiger. I mean, there's no real competition here. We all know who's gonna win this one. I mean, we'll give the fox props for it being kind of stealthy fast, but the white tiger has double what the fox has and is a literal threat. So we're gonna give it to the white tiger. Next, I did not think of this one. Okay, a polar bear or a crocodile. Okay, now hear me on this one. The crocodile is an ancient dinosaur. It's literally with the dinosaurs compared to a polar bear. I mean, it's evolved over the years, but I mean, it's a crocodile. Okay, let's take the feats of a polar bear. One for consideration, they're big, they're gigantic, they're like 7 foot, that most of them are. I'm talking about males. They have big claws, extremely aggressive. They could swim, they could fly over land, they could hold their breath, they could basically they can take hits, receive hits, give hits. They can endure a couple hits, and they can give a lot of hits. Crocodiles, they're both land and water. Fast in water, it's mainly in the water, but still very lethal on land. It's still pretty fast on land, but it's more considered faster on water. It has the scales, protective armor on that, so it's gonna be able to take a lot of hits, endure a lot, and it's able to give a lot of hits with his jaw and its tail. It's also like it can like detach its limbs because it's a reptile. So it's also on that. It's also another feat. And polar bears cannot detach. Just kind of wraps for buddy. So I mean, for the consideration on this one, I'm gonna have to give the slight edge to the crocodile because it moves faster on water. And I get it, polar bears run faster on land. But I mean, crocs, dude, they're like if it latches on to one of its legs, it's donezo. It's donezo to the polar bear. And the polar bear can't really, I mean, it could give hits, but it can't really defend itself against it. It could take it, but it's gonna be wraps in the end. So I give it to the croc. The croc is really strong on that. Wow, this is not fair at all. The penguin or a grizzly bear. Well, if y'all know, grizzly bears are extremely aggressive. They see anything in its feet, they will come to attack it because it's very, very territorial. And they're just very gigantic, and claws are gigantic. They could take a couple hits and give a lot of hits and this and on that. And I think the penguin is just it can't really defend itself. It can't really give hits at all. Besides it throwing itself. And I think it's kind of wraps. I think it's kind of a one-sided fight. And I give it more to the grizzly bear. It's really one-sided on this one. The hyena, which the hunchback kind of goes crazy. And that cheetah. Okay. Now this is versatile feat. The cheetah is really fast. The cheetah has no protection, so it's lethal. It can give a couple hits. It cannot take any though. Like it could barely take any. I mean, besides it fleeing and being really fast, I mean it's really its ability to do. The hyena, on the other hand, it could take a couple hits. It's not as fast, and they do hurdle, but it's 1v1. So, I mean, in a fight, I would give the cheetah just barely the edge because how fast it could probably recover. Like on like it just gives one hit and then dip and then another hit and then dip. Compared to a hyena, I can give him one lethal hit, but like it's not gonna be enough to, you know, because it won't be able to catch it. So I'm gonna give it on the cheetah on this one. The orangutan, my fam right there. Oh my god, bro. This is my black cousin versus my redheaded cousin, bro. Gotta be racist. But the gorilla versus the orangutan. The gorilla and the orangutan. Orangutan is extremely smart. Can use a lot of things against the gorilla. The gorilla's feats, it could climb trees. They can both climb trees. They are both strong. The gorilla is strong in mass, and they could really just tear him apart. But the orangutan can outsmart him and like make him do dumb things. So I think on this fight, the gorilla, yes, it will roll in a 1v1, but I feel like the orangutan can really do 5-head moves. So I give this one, I feel like, because I feel like brains is gonna be bronze on this one, because I feel like it might outsmart the gorilla, and the gorilla won't be able to do a single thing. Like it may be able to give a couple hits in, and it might, the thing orangutan can endure, gorilla can endure too. But once it, like, let's say it's like they're on a cliff and the orangutan gives him a push and it's wraps. He has no, basically fall damage is gonna kill buddy. You know, on that. And I just think the orangutan is gonna outsmart the man. Like the gorilla is kind of zero head, all bronze. You know, but I mean, it could get the job done. This is a 50-50 way, but I feel like the orangutan could outsmart the gorilla. Yeah, I think it's really smart on that. Wow. Okay, this is kind of versatile. The panda versus the moose. Okay. Let's see what the panda got. Panda is big, they're tall, but they're slow, but they're heavy. And it has a big jaw force. It could really break through some stuff. And it has claws and that, okay. Basically a bear, which is a bear. And a moose. Moose is moose. Let me get that right. Moose. I'm saying moose. Moose is lethal. Has antlers, which not a lot of other animals can use, and you know what I'm saying? And they're fast, they're tall, they're big. They have hooves. Oh, okay. They're it's really strong on its own. And the moose is, I think, just a bit smarter than Buddy over here. And I just think that the antlers might actually just kill the panda. It might be wraps. Like if it just goes there anywhere, it's kind of wraps. I feel bad. So I feel like the moose got the edge on. He really has a better edge on the panda. Panda really got nothing to defend himself with. Ooh, okay, we got the tiger versus the mandrill, which is basically a monkey or a chimp or an ape. But it's kind of I want to say hard. It could go, mostly goes the right way, but it can go the other way. The tiger, really fast, really lethal, could take some hits, and its jump force is insane. And it can also kind of camouflage in the savannah and jungle. The mandrill climb trees. It's fast, a little smart, not as smart as most animals. So fast, big buff, and I would say uses tools. Uses more like sticks and rocks, stuff like that. But I feel like sticks and rocks are not gonna overcome the tiger. I think the tiger's just gonna get it with one force, run the neck and its wraps, bud. So I think me personally here, I give it to the tiger. If it was a full gang of mandrills versus one tiger, it might be wraps for tiger, but it's 1v1, you know what I'm saying? But I have to give it wraps on that. Okay, this is really one-sided. Come on, this is the hare versus the lion. I mean, do I really have to say anything? I'm not gonna really say anything because the lion is obviously stronger. He's a rabbit. So I'm gonna give it to the lion there. The zebra, the eagle. Ooh, you know what I feel? I feel like the eagle might get the edge because look, it can fly. Its wings are its feet are extremely sharp. And I feel like just a couple hits in the eyes or in the ribs, it might be wraps. It might make the zebra bleed out. And the zebra can't really defend himself besides maybe a good lucky kick in the air, which extremely hard to hit, but it's possible. I don't know. I'm about to give it to the eagle on this one. The eagle might get the overedge on them. A python or a kangaroo? Ooh. A kangaroo might be able to defend itself really good. It's really fast. It jumps really high. Its legs are extremely strong. And its tail is really good for that. I think the python, once it gets a latch on the kangaroo, I think it's wraps. I really think it's wraps, and it's gonna constrict it. Well, usually pandas constrict, or it's venom. So it's wraps. It's either gonna choke it out, or it's gonna poison it to death. So I give it to the python on this one. Strong overview. Ooh, wow, this is a hard one. The sloth or a deer? I give it deer for antlers because it has antlers, and the antlers can do significant damage on the sloth. Sloth can't really do so much besides just climb the trees and, you know, just do that. So I just think the deer, it might be Rapture Bud. But yeah, I give it to the deer on this one on the edge. Next we got the hippo. Wow, is this really even fair? You got a dog, which is German Shepherd, or a hippopotamus. Dude, the hippopotamus eats the whole thing. Hippopotamus is literally a tank. It can take whatever. It's a demon. Basically, it's its own type of being. There's a German Shepherd, which is a dog. Can't really take that much hits. It can give hits, but and also, you know, and also kind of fast on that. But I think one strike with the hippopotamus, it's really Rapture the German Shepherd. It's done so. And I think just on that, and also it's able to take some bites from the German Shepherd and hippopotamus. Ooh, this is a hard one. Bull or anaconda? I might give it bull on the edge if it was like in a water. I would say, well, I would say if it was like on top of it, but I mean, anacondas, they could strict their enemies, and they've basically killed things big ass bulls. And I think that anaconda are just gonna obviously go for the neck and basically call it wraps from there. And they're really big, so I think it's just wraps. I give it to the anaconda on this one because the bull is not gonna be able to really defend itself besides the horns. And on that, and it gets his leg, it's kind of done so from there. So I'd give it to anaconda on this one. Final, wow, it's fair too. I mean, the cat's not gonna land on his feet with this one, but I mean, a horse or a cat. I mean, the horse, when one kick of his hoofs is Rapture Bud. He's gonna go flying to his next life. I give it the horse. This is an easy one for me. A cheetah or a moose? Okay. Well, like I already said, the cheetah's really fast, and the moose has versatile weapons. His antlers, they're really big, and he's also pretty fast himself, and he's really tall. The cheetah, I don't think it's gonna be able to cut it for as long as it could be. So I'm gonna have to give it to the moose on this one. I think it has the edge on it, and the moose, I think it's just more versatile and it's way stronger on that. And the antlers are insane. Its whole build is pretty gigantic compared to the cheetah. So I'll just give it this one on the moose. We got the eagle or rhinoceros. I'll give the rhinoceros. Why? Because the rhinoceros has a horn, and I feel like it could also take a lot of hits. I feel like the claws will not be able to get through most, or like to really bleed them out. So I think that the one hit or one swung by the rhinoceros, and it might be Rapture Buddy. Like it really might be Rapture the eagle. And the eagle can't really defend itself on that. It's not really protected besides its feet. And I think just a rhinoceros has the edge on him on just endurance. It's just tank build, and it's my main attack. So I'll give it to the rhinoceros on this one. The crocodile or white tiger? Well, okay. I feel like the white tiger might be able to clutch it up, but I feel like the crocodile, its endurance slash its scale slash shell might be able to give it raps to the white tiger, like because it could take a lot. Like I bet you it's gonna take a lot for the white tiger to really just go and hurt the crocodile, and it's not gonna take a lot for the crocodile to hurt the white tiger. It's gonna give him like a couple bites to the ribs or to the neck or the face by the croc, and it's gonna be done so for buddy. So I give it the croc on that, and also crocodiles are pretty fast on land and also pretty fast on water, so it's not gonna win either of those fights on that. A python or a horse? Okay. I feel like the horse could be able to clutch it up, but I feel like the python could take a couple hits to the face, like a couple, like 2-3, a couple 2-3s. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the python, once it gets one latch, I think it's over. No, I think it's over. I really think it's over. One latch to the horse, it's done. It's done. So obviously I'm gonna give it to the python on this one. Okay, yeah. So next we got lion. So we got lion. Lion anteater. I think it's unfair for I think some sort of fact, because like the anteater, it can't really defend itself, and the lion has claws. It's fast, it's big, you know, and it's got a bigger jaw, so it's kind of wraps, and it really can't defend itself with its claws. It's not even that big compared to the lion, so I give the lion on a bigger edge, and it's really just wraps for the anteater on this one. I give the hippopotamus maybe a bigger edge, because the grizzly could maybe outlast the hippopotamus. It could take a lot of hits from the grizzly bear, but I think the hippo on the other end, it's wraps for buddy, because the hippo gives like one good hit to the grizzly. I think it's done, and I think the hippo it could really sever buddy. So I think just the hippo, bigger edge, and he's just better on a bigger scale, because defense plus attack. I mean, not really mobility, but it doesn't really need it because it has bigger defense. So on that. Okay, well, I can't really. This is gonna be a quick one. Tiger, obviously, it's faster, stronger, and it's literally predator versus prey. So tiger. Wow. On this one, I think I'm about to choose anaconda, because once it gets really wraps, once it gets on the orangutan, it's kind of wraps your bud. Because when the anaconda just gives one, just any grasp of the orangutan, it's done. No, it's done. It's gonna constrict it easily, one shot. It's done for Bozo. So I think on this end, I'm about to give it just to anaconda. It really isn't fair for the orangutan on that. Oh, okay. Python, like I said, fast, strong. You know, get the endurance. Hippopotamus, same. But I feel like with the hippo might be able to outlast a couple strikes from the python, and maybe a kick or a bite from the hippo might be able to wrap for the python. So I think on this side, I'm gonna just selectively choose to go to the left. You know, hippo, he's stronger, he's better, he's not faster, but he could take it, and also he has a bigger jaw, so it's gonna be wraps. So I give it for the hippo on this one. Moose or tiger? On this one, I'm probably going with the tiger, for the sole reason that it's fast, it's lethal, and it takes on prey like mooses for lunch. Like, come on, it's fast, it's lethal, it's scary. It doesn't matter how big the moose is, and I feel like it could take a couple hits from the moose itself. But I feel like that the tiger, I feel like once it gets a grasp of anything of the moose, it's done for a buck. So you know what I'm saying? I'm about to selectively choose on the tiger. For the crocodile, rhinoceros. On this one, I just feel like the croc might just outbeat the rhinoceros, for the reason that they both have the same kind of like, you know, endurance and defense. But I feel like the croc is just better because it has a jaw and it's faster on land compared to the rhino. I mean, it has to build up to the speed to do a really big attack from the rhinoceros. But you know, the croc, it could really just it could really do some big damage on the rhinoceros. Like either legs or lower belly, if you can tell right there. So I just feel like the Croc might just, outbeat him, and even in water, he outbeats him anyway. So, I'm saying, I mean, the Rhinoceros might be able to take a couple, but I don't think he's gonna be able to last against the Croc. So I'm gonna choose the Croc on this one. Anaconda or Lion? This one might be a little debatable because Anaconda might get a really good hit on the Lion, and the Lion might be wraps, but the Lion might get like a couple good strikes, and it might be wraps and just like step on the mofo, and it's kind of done from there. But I just feel like the Lion could just outbeat him. Like he's just better in like 90% of what he does. Lion, that's why he's the king of the jungle, king of savannah on that. Lion's strong. I just feel like he's gonna outsmart the Anaconda, roll bud. He's gonna step on him, he's gonna rip him apart on that. I just feel like Lion got that. Lion or hippopotamus? Like I said, Lion extremely strong on that, but I feel like the hippopotamus, his defense is platinum. Nothing's really gonna go through it. The Lion could defend itself on most of it, but I feel like one really good bite from the hippo, and I think it's done for the Lion. That's the thing. It's mainly attack. It doesn't have any defense at all. It can barely take any hits. So I feel like on that scale, I feel like the hippopotamus just got that on that feat. The Croc or a tiger? Like I said, with the white tiger, it's the same thing. I'm about to choose the Croc on this one, and the white tiger is the same as the normal tiger. I just feel like the Croc is just gonna give it a couple bites and it's done. And the tiger can really defend itself as all attack, and it can defend itself. The Croc can, from its scales and its tail and on that, can just it outbeats it. Wow. Final. We got the hippopotamus or a crocodile. Y'all not gonna believe me on this one, but I feel like the Croc might actually beat the hippo. That's the thing. They both got platinum defenses. Hippo has platinum attack, but the Croc has predatory attack. And it's also better on water than the hippo. There you go. I mean, it's debatable for land, but the hippo, I just think the Croc might just outbeat the hippo on 1v1. I just feel that. The Croc is it's a demon. He's his own set of skills and its own set of character. He's unbeatable. I don't think nothing really could really beat a Croc besides people jump at the Croc itself. But the Croc is just gonna easily roll by himself, obviously. So I'm obviously give it to the Croc on this one. And yeah, this is the winner for that 1v1 animal tournament. And yeah, I'm gonna go of course on that. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, hitting comments, hitting the noties, all this and that. Thank you for all that. You're watching this 1v1 animal tournament. And yeah, thank you for enjoying. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, keep it going. We keep it, and bye. Perfect.